back to topic 3 of the PRME program for ESG Development Mentoring 2025. We'll follow up with the topics today is skills for sustainability career. And a couple of suggestions from the program manager is to expectedly identify the key soft and technical skill needed sustainability roles. Of course, expect mentors share some industry-specific skill requirements and learning resource and practical exercise and problem solving in sustainability challenge. Okay, so that is some brief idea of that. Let's see how the main thing is so far. First of all, I want to share my idea about that first to make it clear about the way we approach about the skill. When we talk about skill, what the meaning of skill? Well, general speaking, skill is applicable knowledge. That work is a real reality. So that is skill. The difference between skill and knowledge is that skill and experience. That's the difference. Skill is the way you apply it, and people expect into behavior and predictable behavior. What I call skill. So when a skill approach, I have a whole skill approach, leadership approach about that, but we can narrow it down to ESG and sustainability development. So when we talk about skill approach, I like to use the module of Robert Katz. It's pretty clear to show out the social and psychological and managerial level of skills, just to give you kind of general idea of how to work. So the way we're talking skill, we're talking is technical skill, which is the thing we expect for the employee, for the regular specialist, which is the ability to work with things. That explained pretty clear here. Human skill is the ability to work with people on communications and psychological approach, sociological approach to lay down human skill. And conceptual skill is the ability to work with ideas, which is leadership, management, general speaking, but how to conceptualize skill look like. So that 3 categorized skill based on Katz in 1955, of course, in a different way to approach it now a little bit, but that still is the 3 general speaking skill category make you navigate multiple skill when talking later about sustainability or ESG. So here's some idea of that when you get into leadership style. With a lower level, you have an employee level too. Technical skill is the majority thing you need. We hire you to do a job that you require the highest technical skill, and you a little bit of human skill when you collaborate with other people, collaborate with your coworker, and you need like 10% of conceptual skill. Just understand the region and the way the structures and how it look like. So that understand the system. So that is how it's work. But the majority thing people are looking for in the lowest level of professional is technical skill. When it grow up a little bit, we'll talk more about we require human skill a little bit more. We call our Red Cross department cost functions. Get a little bit hanging around with the middle management, which is human skill a little bit more. You need the pretty good listening, pretty good communication, effective communications. You need a bit public speaking, presentation, negotiation, that all human skill. And this time technical skill just explain the data. Conceptual, I get a little bit higher when you get into middle management. And of course, we show up here with top management, CEO, C-suite, director. They're not really working much with technical terms anymore. They more have some director, associate director, and other specialists support them to work, and they just focus on manage human. So that's why the human skill and conceptualized skill is the most important on the top management. But when we talk about vision, we talk about future, we talk about concept, talk about value, talk about cultural, it's all conceptual skill. Okay, it's a little bit different explanation of skill definition from Robert Katz. A little bit skip on it. All right, there another study from Peterson and Fleet in 2004 to ongoing the legacy of Robert Katz, uploading a little bit. With the extend study, they give a little bit more expanding or understanding of skill. It's just a little bit about existence of domain specific knowledge base, which is knowledge. You need to have knowledge first to have skill, right? Even to get out of school, get from a book, get from someone else, get from experience. We don't care. We just need a domain of knowledge. And second, you got a method to access this knowledge. You don't have to memorize everything. You might have notes. You might have someone to help you. You might use AI. I don't know, but you got to apply it. because the third one is more important thing, ability to enact a set of behavior, right? You got to use that to finish the task. That's it. So you need knowledge, and you need to apply it into the task. That is skill. Some knowledge cannot apply, so it's not skill, right? Okay, we have a couple of different definitions. Skill here, technical skill, of course, and analytic skill. They break it down a little bit, but with me, it's still a little bit of technical. Decision-making skill, of course, is a little bit of human skill. Now it's a technical skill in here. It's just like personal skill in decision-making. We talk about human skill, collaborate with human, communication. This one is less human and more of the communication with system too. Interpersonal is a little bit like that. To build up more like building trust and getting relationship, right? This is just make it break it a little bit detail about the human skill, technical skill, and conceptual skill. Conceptual skill, of course, with diagnostic, the situation you be flexible, and the administration is just called this. It's a new diagram of technical skill, analytical decision making, human skill, communication, interpersonal, conceptual is the diagnostic and flexible, and administrative skill is a cover of all of this. That's what the new approach of this. I kind of agree with this a little bit. It's not all the things, all of that, but it's a different way to look at it. So with that background, what we can use with ESG. So now you can see that now we're based on the largest data that are out there. And now World Economic Forum every year they release a report. It's called the Future Jobs Report. And it show up the core skills, some trending, green transition, they will show up pretty good. Shows a lot up there. And who had this slide? I have the link with that already. Okay, show you click a download on this. I think it already downloaded right here. You can see in the report, the 290 page. I don't want to go through all of this, but yeah, I have some terms pretty fun that we can talk about next topics about the trending. We call it green transition, which is the transition the whole economics and society into green value. And I have some idea of that. And the key graph, I show up like a skill, but today we just talk about skill. This will be the skill list that we're looking for. And the way WEF breakout skill will be cognitive skill, engagement skill, ethics skill, management skill, physical ability skill, self-efficiency skill, which is the same thing with cognitive, but it's okay. Technology skill, same thing with technical skill. Working with other, basically human skill. So this then make it a little bit more complicated, but it's the same. If we use the 3 skill module, it's the same. If you use this 8 skill module, they break down a little bit different, but actually it still benefit with you somehow. So this is the out the survey of WEF, probably the best survey with the most of data so far in the world. We see the core skill of the 2025. First one, 69% of course, analytical skill, which is technical skill in CAM's module. Resilience, flexibility, and agility, of course, is sparing with the change and pressure. Is a second skill, and this is also a mix of technical skill and human skill. Leadership and social influence, of course, conceptualized skill and human skill. You cannot do it. It's not a technical thing. It's a human and concept skill. Creative thinking, the same thing, analytical thinking, technical skill. Motivation and self-awareness is the half technical skill and half human skill. Technological literacy is a technical skill, definitely. Empathy and active listening, definitely is a human skill. Curiosity and lifelong learning is a technical skill. Talent management is a human skill, and conceptualized skill is a talent with a human being. Service orientation and customer service, technical skill and human skill. AI, big data, technical skill. Systematic thinking, technical skill. Resort management and operation is a technical skill and conceptualized skill. Dependability and attention to detail, technical skill and human skill. Really, dependability is the terms depend on your coworker define you, so it's more human to human. Attention to detail, of course, is just like technical skill. Quality control, technical skill. Teaching and mentoring, human skill. Networking and cybersecurity. How is a network and cybersecurity? Simply technical skill. Design, user experience, technical skill. Multilingualism, technical skill and human skill. Marketing, media, technical skill and human skill. Reading, writing, and mathematics, technical skill. Environmental stewardship. This one a technical skill, a little bit human skill, and a little bit conceptualized skill. It's a mix. Okay, programming, technical skill, manual dexterity, endurance, and precisions. Of course, is a technical skill and human skill. Global citizenship. This one, the conceptualized and human skill. It's not very technical on this. Sensory processing ability. Yeah, this one is the technical skill. Okay, so that is the major skill in all class of all industry in the world. The majority of that is a technical skill. The way you think, the way you develop a human being. Some of that is a conceptualized skill, but not much of that related to ESG, environment, except global decisions and a couple of human skill related to social equality and environmental stewardship. Growth by 20%. It's fine. Okay, so that is the first report. Another report I'm looking for is their report from another block in there. Right here is to become the center of sustainability and excellence. Okay, so the U.S. sustainability professional is more like U.S., but it shows up the trending of the skill in the world, and we see some changes in here. They show up the whole graph, the green skill in here, cornerstone of sustainability. Future, of course, right? Rising green talent demand. Rising rate for green skill professional is 80% higher than the average, right? Show up their urgency to bridge a gap. Okay, still high demand on that. Essential green skill. We talk about regulatory acumen because the ESG now regulation and standard is so complexity, like Scope 3 emission report from California State Bill, by robust legal and financial collaboration. So regulatory is a key idea. Second, data management. We got an ESG report require a lot of data and analytical part of that. So we'll expect to have that data management skill. Sustainable finance knowledge, which is a knowledge of green bonds, carbon pricings, and financial intricacies of sustainability initiative, which is a mix of finance and other green effort up there. Innovation and circular economy experts or expertise. The industry leaning toward circular mobile. Professional must drive waste reduction and life cycle assessment. So that is a couple of green skill that we noticed on this. Another one that we put on a system up here, which is based on a bit of their graphing idea that related to a major trend now. First, we talk about green transition and sustainability. Sustainability, and we need to transition from the old system to the new system. We just cannot terminate all of that. We still need some of those. First, we climate change mitigation. Second, renewable energy technology, circular economy practice, and sustainable supply chain management. That's a key skill for this transition. Second, the regulatory compliance and reporting, which is kind of important and easy to work with you doing management field or accounting field. It's an ESG reporting standard, GRI, SASB, TCFD, understanding regulatory framework, and CSRD from European Union. Risk management, assessment, and management, right? What we can do. But the data analysis and digital skill, we need the ESG data analytics, you need the proficiency in AI and machine learning, to serve for the big data on ESG report and the digital literacy. Next, we need social ethical competencies. Should the DEI initiate stakeholder engagement and ethical leadership, which is for. And the last one is strategic thinking innovation with system. You're looking for system thinking, which is one of the WEF forum show up. Strategic ESG integration, the strategic planning, and innovation in sustainable practices. So that is some the key skill we talk. So we all see this. The regulation and standard is a big deal of ESG. Data analytics is a big deal. Systematic thinking is a big deal. Circular economic practice is a big deal. And risk management is a big deal. Green finance is a big deal. It's all regulated together. Remember that when ESG was born, it born from the investment and capital field. So I want to stay with that. Okay, and I guess that'll be it for my ideas. And let's take a look at the mentee here. So with the mentee, I think I only have Saver this time, so we can still see what Saver doing. Skill. The first one, Saver talking about the ESG reporting. Of course, I agree, it's a key skill. And secondly, stakeholder engagement, pretty good. It's a human skill. You need to engage with a couple different stakeholders. And he did leave me the question, but what ESG related skill that I think is overlooked or underdeveloped among young professionals today? My answer is depend on their field, but effective communication, which is human skill, and regulation analytics or regulator compliance, which we see in table, is something we don't normally talk about. But it's a key idea. Because ESG is about standard and how you communicate a standard with different fields, different organizations, especially private sector, which is they driven by profit more than responsibility or ethics. And of course, because the firm is not really likely to engage ESG unless they have to. So the force to make them have to is government through our regulation. So if you understand regulation, you understand what you need to do to maintain ESG in business and how it works. Okay, the second one we're talking about climate risk analysis, which is pretty good. We have analysis skill, which is top tier skill in 2025. Risk management, the top tier skill. Project management, the top tier skill. Of course, we can do risk management, it will be fine. Ethical leadership, which you see it in the table below, because it show up to the social value and governance value of the ESG, which is important. Okay, let's say we're asking more about what it can explore further to improve the skill, deepen understanding. Of course, you have my suggestion of the certificate from Coursera. This is a good one. You understand what the general idea of ESG, and then you're gonna navigate yourself. With my observation to you, Saver, you're gonna need a little bit more technical skill when I say like ESG report, standard regulation, and a little bit of human skill and communication to make it to the career development. And of course, during this time of your career, I'm not really expect you have conceptual skill. But if you have that, this will be awesome. You're going to be ready to become a leader, green leader, when you have the conceptual skill. Okay, take a look at this. Emerging trend, project management. Okay. GLI, project management. Okay. It's so complex. We need to be flexible. Okay, an interactive approach on Teams, which is good. Digital collaboration tools and remote management. Okay, that's work too. Right. Sub team is NHL. Okay. Stakeholder all over the world, right? You're tracking tasks, having management a lot. And he asked me, in your experience, how do you maintain team motivation and accountability in a remote setup? So I used to have brief talking about this in other program in Vietnam, but I got figured out that they have a whole study about remote management, only remote leadership throughout the COVID. I see the huge challenge is about trust of the relationship and control. The manager need to control, right? Management is about four things: planning, organizing, leading, and control. Right? And you do planning and organizing simple. There's no technology can do it. Leading a little bit about relationship and trust is the key idea of that. And of course, the last one, control. I need to know how many tasks you do a day, how many tasks you do a week. Did you hit your KPI? Did you hit a number? That's a part of the manager job. If manager cannot control the work, control the people under them, it's not manager. You do something else. Okay, so that's why we be aware of that. The communication is a key way to build up trust and control in flexibility. Technology is great. You can call in people, you can meet up people, you can send email to people and text people, you can do everything. But no matter what you do, remote or in office, you always need to build up relationship. And build up relationship while distant is pretty hard. But the way you're talking effectively, the conventionally carry a conversation, be human to human, care about the family, the emotions, caring about the future and the concern. That's how you build up relationship and trust. All right, and just not focus on task. Right, focus on human. That's how you build up the relationship and trust. Right, show up communication, empathy, what people need. Need someone to understand who am I. Right, integrity. Do what you say. Right, and supportive, of course, is the key idea. Support people anytime, even they're not in the office. Let them call you anytime. Right, so that's what you do. Okay, last time personal strength development plan. Okay, hit target on the PT telecom again. Hopefully, can be approach. The Scrum Kanban coaching skill. Okay, it's good. Well, agile sandbox, that's kind of Kanban. Okay. Coaching is a part of leadership, but it doesn't mean everything. Sometimes it's delegating. Sometimes you need to mentor. Sometimes they advise. Sometimes you need to you punish and reward. People exchange. You have way different way to enable people to act. So make sure you know that coaching is one of them. Okay. So we talk about other technology in here and adding the ESG metric in project planning. If you have any other tool recommendation, I used to use Asana's ClickUp and HubSpot. This is more task management and task workflow. And I added up with a communications by a couple of group texts like WhatsApp, email, group huddles, calling, texting, to make sure people are comfortable and feel like connect anytime without bugging up too much. So, yep. So that pretty much is for these topics, and we're looking forward to have topic 4 soon. Good out idea.